Hello everyone, this is Abhishek Singh, Assistant Professor at Engineering College Banswara, Rajasthan. So welcome to our channel Tech Faculties. Here I will be teaching the basic electrical engineering subject under the initiative Let's Bridge the Gap. Okay, so last lecture we have discussed about the RL circuit, the purely resistive, purely inductive, purely capacitive and the mixed RL circuit. And we have also discussed about the power factor, the general definition of power factor and the power factor for sinusoidal input, and we'll discuss the significance of power factor also later on. Now let's start with the same RL circuit which we have discussed earlier. Okay, so last we have discussed the power factor of the circuit. The power factor for sinusoidal input comes out as cosine of angle between voltage and current. Okay, so power factor for sinusoidal input we got cos phi. Okay, so phi is the angle between voltage and current. So if you remember, for purely resistive circuit, the phase angle between voltage and current was, for purely resistive circuit, this phi was equal to 0. There was no phase difference between voltage and current. So in this case your power factor will be unity 1, because cos 0 is equal to 1. Okay, for purely inductive circuit, what you will get, your phase difference between voltage and current is phi is equal to 90. We have discussed earlier. So what will be the power factor? Your power factor will be cos 90. Cos 90, that means 0. Okay, and same thing is with the purely capacitive circuit also. Phase angle between voltage and current is 90 degree and your power factor will be 0. It means your power factor varies between 0 and 1. Okay, so ideally हमारा पावर फैक्टर 0 होना चाहिए, 1 होना चाहिए. क्या उसकी सिग्निफिकेंस है, that we will discuss later. Now let's come to our circuit that we have discussed, that RL circuit. So let's draw the phasor diagram for that RL circuit. It's V angle 0, 50 Hertz supply. This is R, this is your L, this is current. Voltage across it is VR and voltage across it, let's say VL. Okay, so if current is same in both R and L, let's say if we draw a phasor diagram, let's first draw the current here. Let's say this is I, because current is same in R and L. So if this is current phasor, then what will be the phasor of VR, that is voltage drop across a resistor? We know that voltage across a resistor will be in phase of the current flowing through it. So we know that this VR, that is I into R, will be in phase of this current only. And the voltage across inductor, what about the voltage across inductor? We learned that the voltage across inductor leads the current flowing through it by 90 degree. So our VL will be somewhere here, VL, that means IXL. Okay, so if we shift this vector here, VL, then our resulting this V supply voltage will be the vector sum of VR and plus VL. So this will be our V supplied, okay, and this will be your angle between final voltage and current, and this is your power factor angle phi. So it is clear here that your current is lagging with some angle phi because it is an inductive circuit, not purely inductive mixed circuit, but it is an inductive circuit. So the current is lagging the voltage by some angle phi. Okay, clear? The same thing will happen with the RC circuit also. Here in this circuit we have discussed the impedance was what? R plus J XL. Okay, this was the total impedance of the circuit. Okay, so from this we can draw a impedance triangle also. So this will be your R, this will be your XL. Why? Because this is IR and this is IXL. You drawn here in this phasor diagram, and V is equal to what? I into Z. V is equal to what? I into Z. Z means total impedance that you have written here. Z, R plus JXL. So this resulting phasor was what? It was I into Z. That means it was V, and it was VL, and it was VR. So if we eliminate I from all this phasor, we will get a impedance triangle here. It is R, this is XL, and this is your Z, the impedance, and this is your power factor angle. So from here you can get a new formula for power factor, that is cos phi. The cos phi is from this triangle, the cos phi will be R by Z. So this is also the formula for power factor from impedance triangle. Okay, so we'll get the same thing for RC circuit also. So if we discuss RC circuit, say V angle 0, this is resistance R, this is capacitance C, this is your current I. So what will be the KVL equation? If you apply KVL here, let's say it's VR and it's VC. So your KVL will be V is equal to IR plus current in this capacitor, voltage across this capacitor is 1 by C I dt. Okay, so if we write it in phasor form or frequency domain, we will get V is equal to IR plus 1 by C, integration of dt will convert into 1 upon j omega, and here we have I. So if we take I as common, V is equal to I R. If we take this J, okay, let it be here, so it will come R plus 1 upon j omega C. Okay, so this is our, from Ohm's law, this is our impedance here. Means your impedance for this circuit is R plus 1 upon j omega C, or you can say Z is equal to R. You will take Z in numerator, it will come minus j upon 1 upon omega C, or you can say R minus j XC. Okay, where XC is 1 upon omega C, where XC is equal to 1 upon omega C. Okay, clear? And this is a capacitive circuit. Then here the current will lead the voltage by some angle phi, not by 90 but by some angle phi. Okay, so here again if we draw the waveform as in RL circuit, we'll get the same kind of waveform. Let's say this is your voltage waveform and current is leading, current will be leading here because this is a capacitive circuit. Okay, so your current, but not by 90 but some angle phi. Okay, so let's say your current is like this. Okay, so let's say this is your current I, and you'll get power the alternate power. Okay, you'll get the small amount of negative, the large positive, small negative, large positive. Okay, so again the average power will be less than the average power for purely resistive load. So and the average power will again comes VI, VRMS, IRMS cos phi if we do calculation. So you can prefer that RL circuit for this one also. And if we draw the phasor diagram here, let's say if we draw current here, that is I, so again the resistive drop will be in phase of this current, that is VR equal to I into R. Okay, and your capacitive drop will be where voltage across capacitor will lag the current because current is leading in purely capacitive circuit. So your VC will be somewhere here and it will be equal to I into XC. XC means 1 upon omega C. Okay, so let's say let's shift this vector here VC, then your resulting voltage will be somewhere here V, and this will be your resulting power factor angle. Okay, so here your current is leading by some angle phi. Okay, so if you got this RL and RC circuit, then let's come to the RLC circuit. So when we discuss RLC circuit, suppose we have a supply voltage here V angle 0, you got R here, L and C. Okay, 50 hertz. This is R, this is L, and this is C. So voltage across it's, let's say VR, voltage across let's say VL, and voltage across this, let's say VC. This is our current. So let's write a KVL equation. We'll get V is equal to IR plus voltage across inductor L di by dt, voltage across capacitor you'll get 1 by C I dt. Okay, if we convert it into phasor form of a frequency domain, you'll get V is equal to I, if you take common you'll get R plus j omega L, because d by dt will convert it into j omega and integration of dt will convert it to 1 upon j omega. I'll get here 1 upon j omega C. So from Ohm's law, this will be your impedance here, Z. What will be your Z? Z is equal to R plus, if you common take J common, then you will get omega L minus 1 upon omega C. Okay, this means Z is equal to R plus J XL minus XC. Okay, so this is your impedance of the circuit in ohm. Okay, so here again if you write the equation for voltage or voltage, current and the power, you will get the average power like Vi cos phi only. We will discuss the power in separate chapter. Okay, so here your circuit is purely inductive. Circuit is inductive or capacitive. It will depend on the value of XL and XC. If XL is greater than XC, if XL is greater than XC, then your circuit will have inductive effect and your current will lag the I, will lag V by angle phi. And if your XC is greater than XL, then your I will lead your voltage by angle phi. Okay, and what will be the power factor here? Cos phi. We have written this formula for power factor. Cos phi, and it was R by Z. Okay, so that is same, R by Z. Here also you can write the angle of this complex number. How you write this? Tan phi is equal to, phi is equal to tan inverse. So tan phi is equal to XL minus XC by R. So from here you also calculate phi. Okay, so let's discuss the phasor diagram. Suppose this is your current I. Okay, and the VR, the voltage across the resistor, will be in phase of I, VR, and VL, the voltage across inductor, will lead. So this is your VL. VL means I into XL, and VL is equal to I into XL. You can write it here. And the VC will be equal to, the voltage across capacitor will definitely lag the current, and here is your VC, that is I into XC, I into XC. So depend upon the value of XL and XC, which is greater than. If you have XL is greater than XC, then you will got a phasor here called VL minus VC, and your resulting voltage will be here, this V, and the voltage will be leading by some angle phi, because if XL is greater than XC, then your circuit will have lagging effect. But if your XL is less than XC, then you will got, if we draw a separate, then you will got what? Then here is your VR, and you will got a vector here that is called VL minus VC. You will got here VC is dominating. Okay, and you will got your V like this, and this V will lag the current, the final current, because it will be a capacitor circuit. Okay, so this is your series RLC circuit. Okay, so as we have discussed, you don't have to learn separately the series RLC circuit and the parallel RLC circuit. What you have to do, if you have to solve a complex AC circuit, then change the L value, C value into ohmic value. Means your if you convert the circuit into frequency domain, your L will be converted into j omega L, and your C will be converted into 1 upon j omega C, and the whole circuit will be like a resistive circuit, and you can solve them as you are solving in DC circuit. Okay, the difference is what? The calculation will be in complex number बस. बाकी आपको सेम सारी चीज़ें वही करनी है जैसे आप डीसी सर्किट में जो भी मेथड अप्लाई करते थे वो कर सकते हैं. बस एल के प्लेस पे जे ओमेगा एल कर देंगे, सी के प्लेस पे 1/j ओमेगा सी, और वो हो जाएंगे आपके ओम में. तो उसको अगर रेजिस्टेंस के जैसे ट्रीट करिए. ठीक है, फिर कुछ भी ऑपरेशन करना हो, कैसा भी सिस्टम हो. ठीक है. ओके, सो वी आर डिस्कसिंग द RLC सर्किट, सो लेट्स मूव टू द रेजोनेंस. So what is resonance? So the resonance, and first discuss series resonance. So before we discuss resonance, let's discuss. We learned about the impedance. Okay, Z. The unit of Z is ohm. In resistor circuit, Z is R. In RL circuit, the Z was, the impedance was R plus jXL, and in capacitive circuit, मतलब RC circuit, the impedance was R minus jXC. Okay, so one term is also here that is called admittance, and it is a reciprocal of Z. Okay, so reciprocal of impedance is admittance, and the unit is mho or Siemens. Okay, same way the resistance, reciprocal of resistance, that is 1 by R, we call it conductance. Okay, the unit is same. The reciprocal of XL is 1/XL. Okay, so remember this. Why it is called admittance. Admittance, which is reciprocal of the impedance. Okay, okay, so let's start with resonance. What is series resonance? Series resonance is a condition. It's basically a condition in an RLC, series RLC, in an series RLC circuit, that at a particular frequency, at a particular frequency, the inductive reactance, that is XL, the inductive reactance will be equal to capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance. Okay, and resulting in purely resistive circuit. Purely resistive circuit. Okay, so what it means, if you are in series RLC circuit, we have seen our impedance was R plus J XL minus XC. Okay, so what is the condition of resonance? At resonance, at a particular frequency, the inductive reactance will be equal to the capacitive reactance. Means this XL will be equal to XC, and your circuit will be purely resistive. Okay, so at what frequency it will happen? At a particular frequency, your XL will be equal to XC. XL means 1 omega L. Okay, omega L, let's say this is omega naught, and your XC is 1 upon omega C, 1 upon omega naught C. From here you will get omega naught is equal to 1 upon root LC. Okay, so if you take in linear frequency form, you will get frequency f naught will be equal to 1 upon 2 pi root LC. So this is your resonating frequency. Means at this frequency your circuit, your in series RLC circuit, your inductive reactance will be equal to capacitive reactance and your circuit will be purely resistive. Okay, so what will happen if the resonance is there in your circuit? Let's discuss them. First point, at resonating condition circuit will be purely resistive. Circuit will be purely resistive. Second point, if the circuit is purely resistive, then your power factor will be unity. Okay. Third point, XL XC is equal and the voltage across them will be 0 because VL and VC will also be equal. Then combined the VL and minus VC will act as a short circuit. Okay, so combination of voltage across L and C act as a short circuit. Okay, and fourth, if XL and XC is equal and your impedance is R only, then at resonance your impedance Z will be minimum. Okay, and fifth point, if Z is minimum, then obviously the current I will be, the current in the circuit will be maximum. Okay, and what will be the current? I is equal to V by R. So this is the current at a resonating condition. Okay, so let's draw a diagram of amplitude of this Z with respect to frequency omega. So at resonating frequency you will get a minimum Z that is equal to R. Okay, so let's say this is your resonating frequency omega naught. At this frequency you will got minimum Z that is R. Okay, so here the effect will be capacitive at lower frequency. You know capacitance 1 upon omega naught C and inductance is omega naught L. So at frequency when frequency will increase, your XL will increase, XC will decrease. So here the effect will be capacitive, here the effect will be inductive, and here at resonating frequency your circuit will be purely resistive. So if we talk about the current waveform, it will be like, let's say this is omega, so it will be the reciprocal of this impedance waveform, like this. Here your current will be maximum at omega naught at resonating frequency, and what will be this will be your Imax, and it is V by R. Okay, so this is your relation of current versus omega. Now let's discuss some parameters of resonating circuit. So what is the cutoff frequency or half power frequency, and then we'll discuss the bandwidth. Okay, so what is half power frequencies? Half power frequencies or cutoff frequencies. As the name suggests, half power frequency means, if you draw the diagram again, this is your I versus omega. So let's draw the diagram again. So at a particular frequency, that is omega naught, resonating frequency, you will get I max. Okay, V by R. You know, power absorbed in resistance only, because in inductor and capacitor, power store and transfer. The energy stores and transfer. So power absorbed at the resonating frequency will be P is equal to I square R, or V square by, this is your I max, V square by R. Okay. So what will be the power at, if we have half power, means P by 2, half power here, let's say here you will get a half power. So half power means your voltage will be decreasing, means it will like V by root 2 chi square divided by R, then you will get V square by R 1 by 2, half power. Okay, this means here this value is 0.707, means 1 by root 2 of I max. Okay, so when your I max is having value 0.707 I max, then this frequency is called half power frequency or cutoff frequency. Okay, where power is half. Okay, so if these are your half frequency, then we will define the bandwidth. Bandwidth nothing but the difference of this half power frequency, omega 2 minus omega 1. Okay, so this is your bandwidth. Okay, this will be your bandwidth. We also know the bandwidth and the time constant is inversely proportional. So for RL circuit you have a time constant, like for RL circuit you have a time constant L by R, and for RC circuit you have a time constant RC. Okay, so your bandwidth will be, for RL circuit it will be R by L, and for RC circuit it will be 1 by RC. We will discuss it later. Your bandwidth is inversely proportional to time constant. Okay, now let's discuss the formula for this half power frequencies. Okay, so from the previous diagram of impedance, you'll get your impedance, let's say your current is V upon Z. Z means R plus J XL minus XC. If you take magnitude, then you will write it as V upon R square plus XL minus XC square under root. Okay, so if you have to come to this current, that is Im by root 2, if you want Im by root 2, okay, then this whole thing, that is this complete thing, should be equal to what? This complete thing should be equal to this under root R square plus XL minus XC square, should be equal to root 2 times R. Okay, if it is root 2 times R, then you are here, then only you are here. Okay, so you want this thing should be equal to root 2 by R then you will be here and your frequency will be omega 1 and omega 2. Okay, so from here we can write r square plus xl means omega l minus 1 upon omega c, that is xc square is equal to root 2r. Okay, so if you solve this equation, and you will get a quadratic equation in omega. Okay, so from this equation you will get two values. Omega 1 is equal to r upon 2l plus under root r upon 2l square plus 1 upon lc, and you will get another value as minus r by 2l under root r by 2l square plus 1 upon lc. Okay, so if this is your omega 1 and omega 2, then simply your bandwidth will be, if you subtract this, you will get r by l. Okay, so it shows that your bandwidth is inversely proportional to time constant, because in series circuit your time constant is l by r. Okay, so this is your formula of bandwidth. Okay, now let's discuss another term, that is the quality factor. So sharpness of your resonating circuit, sharpness of resonance in your resonating circuit is the indication of a quality factor, the selectivity. Okay, so it's basically the energy, it's basically the relation between energy stored and energy stored in inductor or capacitor to the energy dissipated in resistor. So if we want to write quality factor, then we'll write it as energy stored in inductor or capacitor, let's say in inductor, divided by energy dissipate in resistor. Okay, so what is the energy stored in inductor? We know, we learned half Li square. Okay, and energy dissipate in resistor is simply I square R. So if we take the RMS value, means Im maximum value by root 2 square R, this is your power, and into T, power into time is your energy. So from here your I square will cancel, and this root 2 square will be 2, and 2 will be cancelled, and 1 by T you can write, 1 by T you can write is, it's 1 by T is frequency, you can write as F. So you'll get 2 pi L into F, this 1 by T, this one you can write it as F frequency, divided by R. This 2 pi L means omega, 2 pi F means omega, so you'll get Q is equal to omega naught L by R. Okay, at resonance the peak energy stored in inductor, and the resonance the energy dissipated in resistor here. So you'll get a formula for quality factor. So if you write energy stored in capacitor here, so you'll write 1 upon CV square here. So for energy stored in capacitor, you will also get a formula for this Q quality factor, and that will be omega naught RC. So if you want to establish a relationship between quality factor and bandwidth, then from previous slide you can prefer that your bandwidth was R by L. Okay, that means your Q will be equal to omega naught by bandwidth. Okay, R by L. So this is your relation between quality factor and bandwidth. What it implies, what it conclude means, if your circuit is selective, circuit is more selective, then your bandwidth will be less, and if your circuit is less selective, then your bandwidth will be more. Means if it is selecting sharply any frequency or rejecting any frequency, then your bandwidth will be low. Like if you draw the diagram, if you have the bandwidth will be like this, then for this circuit your selectivity or quality factor is low as compared to this circuit, and for this circuit your, if quality factor is high, then your bandwidth will be low, and if your circuit is more selective, quality factor will be high and your bandwidth will be less. So quality factor is inversely proportional to your bandwidth. Okay, so this is highest, this has highest quality factor, this diagram. Okay, so highest quality factor means your Q should be greater than 10. It is a unitless quantity. Okay, and one more relation you can establish the values of half power frequency, that is omega 1, in terms of bandwidth and omega naught. What you can say from diagram, you can see if this is your bandwidth, omega naught, and this is your omega 1, and this is your omega 2, and this is your, this is your bandwidth, omega 1 with omega 2. Okay, so what will be the value of omega 1? It will definitely be the omega naught, that is this much minus this much. Okay, it will be omega naught minus omega 1, sorry, it will be omega naught minus this much, half of the bandwidth, then you will get this much omega 1. So if you want to calculate omega 1, you have to subtract this half bandwidth from omega naught, that is from this value. Okay, so what you will get? Omega naught minus b by 2. And for omega 2, if you want to, omega 2 means this length, then you have to add omega naught with half of bandwidth with this. It means omega 2, you will get omega naught plus b by 2. So you can use this relation also. Okay, so this is all about your series RLC circuit or series resonance. Okay, so same way you can have a parallel resonance also. In parallel resonance you have a parallel RLC circuit, and in parallel resonance you do the analysis in terms of admittance. Here you are doing in terms of impedance, and there you will do analysis in terms of admittance. Okay, so